the final segment is being Filipino in the United States. What was your first impression when you come to America?
America's amazing. Like, oh, I'm really in the land of milk and honey, the promised land to other people, the land where you can fulfill your American dreams. Because everything's so beautiful, so big buildings, food, burgers are so big, the streets are so wide, clean, yeah, and all those technologies around. Yeah, it's so amazing. It's so beautiful.
Yeah. What were you able to maintain Filipino custom, your language, food? Was it difficult?
Yeah, because I really grew up in the Philippines, so it's really planted in my blood, in my system. Being a Filipino, yeah, I was able to maintain the customs, our choices of food. We still eat rice. We're not bread people, we're rice people. And the customs and the traits, yeah, we still kept it. But yeah, I admit it, it could be difficult because this is not an Asian country. So you have to look for the food that rice where you want it. You have to look for the ingredients for cooking your Filipino dishes. It's challenging. It could be a although it's also exciting to look for those Filipino restaurants, restos all around, and the customs. Because first we are Filipinos. I'm a Catholic, so not all are Catholics. So so the differences, the difficulty could the challenge could be there, like trying to maintain it, but it's up to you how to maintain it. Yeah,
Yes.
really. So yeah, the question if was I able to maintain our customs, our traits, our food, and our practices, I did, but with a little struggle. Yeah.
Do you maintain contact with your relatives or
Yes,
friends in
I
the
do.
Philippines?
Almost. With the technology right now, with the Skype and all these cell phones and the laptop and iPads, yeah, we really help a lot to maintain that communication. I do like almost every week, every day. I could text with my sister, my brothers too, and then I still send them money. Yeah, so that's my little way of saying thank you to God for helping me get in here and enjoy this life in America. Yeah, I do really want to keep that forever, the
Do you
communication.
do you experience homesickness? What do you miss the most in the Philippines?
When I just migrated, I would say really I do. My relatives, my brothers, my sisters, my friends at work. I've been a physician for 10 years, so you could just imagine, the bonding I have with my coworkers.
Yes.
I miss a lot. I miss that when I just migrated. But I was able to overcome that. I overcame that homesickness because through communications, as you've said, we communicate with them, and then through Facebook, we see each other, we still see their face, and they see how beautiful I am still. Not just kidding. And yeah, you can call. So there are ways to overcome it, but when we migrants, we just as we migrate here, we really experience homesickness. But with our busy life, you can't have a second anymore to sulk and then, oh my god, I miss now. Our life is really so busy, it's fast paced that we overcome homesickness because we're so busy here in America. But on our holidays, when you get home, yeah, you miss them, but not as much now than 8 years ago when I just came. Yeah.
Yes. Do you notice difference between Filipino Americans and Filipino immigrants?
Yeah, Filipino immigrants or the Phil-Ams, the Pinoys, and then those who grew up here, the Phil-Ams, right? Those with Filipino descent but who grew up here, those Filipino Americans were already influenced by Western ideals a lot because they grew up here. So what they saw, what they see every day, and then the teachings in school, the influences of their friends, which are not all Filipinos, could definitely affect their customs, their attitudes, their way of approach of Filipino cultures compared to Filipino immigrants. who came from the Philippines, who grew up in the Philippines and just came here to fulfill their American dreams, they really have imparted into their system being a Filipino. So, what keeping the Filipino culture by heart
Yes.
in their day-to-day activities, I can see that more among Filipino immigrants. But the Filipino Americans, unfortunately, they don't. I can see so much in them that they embrace the Filipino culture, not as much as those Filipino immigrants. But I can still see, because they were reared up by Filipino parents, I can still see in them values of a Filipino. You know, somehow they would really still show the values of a Filipino, although not as much as those of the Filipino immigrants.
Okay.